Welcome back. On Sunday, the 23rd of June, from 3 p.m., the National Cultural Center grounds will come alive as the predominant sound of carnival, groovy, and power soca take center stage. In 2018, the Groovy Monarch title was captured by Arthur, while Ricky T with Teddyson John walked away with the Power Soca title. Gates at the National Cultural Center will open at 2 p.m. on Sunday, the 23rd, with a scheduled start time of 3 p.m. The event is free to the public. The 19 qualifiers from the preliminary round are expected to take their place on stage at the SAB in VG to compete for the esteemed title of Groovy Soca Monarch and Power Soca Monarch on Saturday, the 6th of July. Event St. Lucia, in collaboration with the Cultural Development Foundation, invites the public to come out and support their favorite groovy and power soca artists. St. Lucia Carnival, nothing sweeter than that. Minister in the Ministry of Culture and Creative Industries, Fortuna Belrose, says there is an aim to stick with the mandate of the Cultural Development Foundation, which is to assist in the development of the arts. In this case, the target is the youth as the future of the arts in St. Lucia. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
It is a known fact that the children are indeed the future in every aspect of society, and in this time of carnival and festivities, their potential stands out impressively. It is on this actuality that there is a concerted effort to nurture their talents in order to see St. Lucian arts and culture live on. Hot off the heels of the recent Junior Calypso competition, Minister in the Ministry of Culture and Creative Industries, Fortuna Belrose, said there is a special focus being placed on students who are nearing the end of their secondary school years.
The mandate of the Cultural Development Foundation and also the Cultural Development Foundation's mandate is to assist in the development of the arts. And of course, yes, we have the arts within the school system, but more importantly, when the kids leave school, they need to be able to gravitate into the organizations, the clubs, the community organizations, to be able to harness that talent or continue to harness that talent that they have. We've seen a dearth in theatre groups, but I think in recent times, we are now seeing more organizations are being formed at the community level.
Belrose said efforts are being made by the government to ensure that the youngsters can harness their talents readily and freely.
I think from the government standpoint, our thrust is through our local government system to ensure that we have within each of the zones and each of the areas where we have our local government councils, we have groups and organizations that are responsible for the development of the arts. And so the young people, we are hoping, would transition into those areas. And of course, our plan is to ensure that we do have zonal events where those from the east, north, south, and west would compete among themselves, you understand, and ultimately, of course, compete for the national showcase. So we have to take into consideration those kids who are leaving school now, and of course, we're working on a plan that's establishing a base so that they, when they leave the school, can find within their own communities the opportunities to compete nationally in events.
This year's Junior Calypso competition was split into a two-day event, separating the primary school segment from the secondary schools. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Junior Carnival 2019 is officially launched, and according to officials, the big day is packed with new features which have been introduced to ensure maximum enjoyment, comfort and convenience for the young revelers and spectators respectively.
The Kiddies version of Carnival 2019 is officially on the way, following the launch of the Junior Carnival bands. The event, which is scheduled to take place on the 7th of July, will feature 8 bands as well as a list of new developments that are sure to make the day even more enjoyable for the young revelers and spectators alike. The children will compete in 4 major categories, namely Individual of the Year, Junior King and Queen of the Bands, and the big title, Junior Band of the Year 2019. Chairman of the Cultural Development Foundation, Daniel Belizer, said he was pleased with the overall launch, especially as he sees a world of potential mainly from the newcomers. He said he is excited to see how the event unfolds with the inclusion of a few new ideas thrown into the mix.
Junior Carnival this year is going to be much bigger than in the past years. First of all, we've changed the route slightly. We've moved away from just the Catch 3 circuit. We've decided to assemble in the Derek Walcott Square, move along the John Compton Highway up to the SAB playing field. And there they will cross for the first time, I think, they will cross the big stage where they will be able to enjoy themselves, and then they will then assemble in the SAB and wait for the results after. And it's a secure, safe, clean environment. It's family friendly, it's kid friendly, and this is what we're trying to establish. We're trying to establish now where families will come back out for Junior Carnival. They'll be able to enjoy themselves and take part not just in the parade, but in the eats and the drinks, because we'll have bouncy castles, we'll have cotton candy, we'll have snow cone, for the kids. So we want to make it an enjoyable atmosphere. There'll be places to be able to for people to sit down as well. There'll be lots of shade. So this is what we're trying to create for the first time.
Belizaire was also excited to make an announcement where subventions are concerned.
One of the things that we were getting a lot of requests from various stakeholders was the subvention. And I listened to them very, very carefully. We listened to them at the CDF. I brought the case to the Events Company of St. Lucia, and I was able, for the first time for a long time, to reintroduce the subvention for the Junior Carnival. So you'll find subventions going to the bands. You'll also have subventions going to the Junior King and the Junior Queen, and we're still looking to see if maybe we can do something for the individuals as well. So there will be subventions for Junior Carnival this year.
Sonia Sifley, who is the coordinator for the Groseley Junior Carnival Band, said she believes Kiddies Carnival is still important because it fosters the survival of the cultural event.
Carnival starts really and truly with the young ones. If we can develop that culture from then on, that is where we'll see really and truly our culture grow. And I was very, very pleased with what I saw today. You would notice the costuming that was there in every band. And what was very nice is how the children were able to just enjoy themselves as children. So I think it was a wonderful gesture by having this launch for the junior kids.
Sifley said it is customary to choose a theme that teaches participants and spectators something new about the local culture. The theme for this year, she said, is Something Fishy, which teaches about the health benefits of consuming fish as well as the eco-benefits of marine life. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
Bank of St. Lucia has partnered with 2 local organizations aimed at educating young women on sexual and reproductive health and to bring attention to the seriousness of the systemic autoimmune disease lupus, which impacts hundreds of St. Lucians. BOSL partnered with the Her Story Collective and the St. Lucia Arthritis and Lupus Association as they each launched their respective programs and activities this year.
So amazing how this world was.
The month of May was quite an eventful month for education, with a number of observances such as Reading Awareness Month and Lupus Awareness, among many others. Bank of St. Lucia, known for many associations with positive community outreach programs, lent its support to 2 organizations with initiatives focusing on 2 vulnerable groups in society: teenage girls and persons affected with lupus in St. Lucia. Earlier this month, representatives from 2 of these groups visited the bank for the official check presentation ceremony.
This year, Bank of St. Lucia has supported a number of initiatives. 2 of these were in support of the Her Story Collective, headed by Dr. Robin Shari White, and we also collaborated with the St. Lucia Arthritis and Lupus Association. This year, to help raise awareness with our staff and the general public, we gave the option to staff to purchase purple polo shirts, and the proceeds of these purchases were then handed over today to the association. It's very important to us here at Bank of St. Lucia to continue to be the people's bank, to continue to be a bank that is involved in our communities.
The Her Story Collective is a group of individuals primarily based in St. Lucia who advocate for sexual and reproductive health and rights of women throughout the Caribbean. According to organizers, the launch of their latest Her Flair initiative targets various schools empowering young girls about menstrual health and hygiene.
We recognize that there were some programs looking at menstrual hygiene and education at the lower levels in primary schools at the time when students are focusing on common entrance. And so a lot of the secondary schools didn't have any of these initiatives. And so we tried to fill in the gap, especially looking at outer districts and rural areas. A lot of these girls don't have anyone teaching them about menstruation. Although we look at sexual and reproductive health and rights, it begins with menstruation. And if they don't understand why they're even getting a period or what menstruation is, that word is foreign to a lot of them.
According to Ms. White, the support of BOSL made it possible for her team to provide girls with sanitary napkins and tampons in addition to the training. The bank's donation to the St. Lucia Arthritis and Lupus Association was focused on raising awareness for lupus and teaching people affected how to manage the disease.
We are extremely grateful to the Bank of St. Lucia because we spend the whole year fundraising. We have an office to rent, we have an administrator who works there for 3 days a week, and we need to fundraise just to keep things going. So we are grateful to the Bank of St. Lucia who's taken us on board, and we hope they continue to stick with us.
According to BOSL officials, the bank will continue to demonstrate its commitment to the people of St. Lucia by supporting initiatives like these which focus on the development of human resources and the nation as a whole.
In keeping with changes in international oil prices and government's application of the modified market pass-through petroleum pricing mechanism, the retail price of gasoline remains unchanged. The retail price of diesel, kerosene, LPG 2022 at 100-pound cylinders has changed. The price changes took effect today, Monday, the 17th of June. Gasoline remains at $13.95 per gallon. Kerosene increased from $8.51 to $8.76 per gallon. Diesel decreased from $13.95 to $13.81 per gallon. The 20-pound cylinder decreased from $32.38 to $32.23. The 22-pound cylinder decreased from $35.90 to $35.73. And the 100-pound cylinder decreased from $205.75 to $204.95. The next adjustment of the retail price of fuel products will be on Monday, the 8th of July, 2019. You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. Tennyson Glasgow is up next with the sports news.